people are putting money, big money, into things that will fundamentally transform our health. Innovation is not just coming from Silicon Valley. It's coming from everywhere, the heartland. It's coming from all over the world. So I do a lot of venture capital in Latin America, and the amount of truly innovative ideas that we're seeing that we can then bring to the US is amazing. And so I think that's important, because the more entrepreneurs and problem solvers and innovators that you have in places where they didn't exist before means that you're going to have opportunities for, great ideas that benefit us to flow into our culture as well. And also you're going to have less poverty around the world. You're going to have a lot more cooperation. So I'm hopeful about the world going forward, because I think that good ideas can propagate faster than they ever have before, and we have much more connectivity to do that. And I also think that I had a really awesome guy on my podcast called Sergey Young, who wrote a book called The Science and Technology of Growing Young, and it was all about longevity. And a lot of that stuff is, how these singularity university people are well, in 3 years we'll be able to grow a new kidney in a lab. You're no, that's probably not going to happen.
Listen, the first 500-year-old man was born 10 years ago.
That's
the Instagram.
That's good though. I mean, I'm but I do think it's good marketing. I gotta give him a little the smallest clap in the universe. But I will say that I do really like the fact that people are putting money, big money, into things that will fundamentally transform our health. That's huge. Now the environment, we may live long enough so that we all get swallowed by the sea or something, so that's not awesome. But there's a really cool tech that's happened. It's beyond hey, I invented an app to find out your dog's favorite toys. No, do tech that's going to change the way we live. That's happening right now, and it's amazing.
So thank you for saying that. I would just want to share one thing. One thing that I love is happening now is science fiction. When I was growing up, science fiction was wormholes in outer space and alien culture, and still science fiction is a lot of that. But the science fiction is getting a lot closer to 3 generations of technology reality, the mech suits, the injectable antigens, the AI, the ability of bots to go find injured soldiers and treat them on the spot and regrow limbs and everything. I read a series called Fear the Sky and Fear the Survivors by whoever. Fear the Sky, Fear the Survivors. But the storytelling was pretty cool, and it did involve aliens and that kind of thing. But the technology felt right at the tip. And so I love some of the science fiction writing that's coming out now, because you got some really smart, technically capable writers who aren't just going 5,000 years in the future where anything, trouble with tribbles, getting Klingons can happen. They're really thinking about what happens 2 generations of the technology that we have today. If you're planning to become a deal maker at this level, make sure to join the Daily Dealmaker. We get into one little piece of this daily, and so you're just stacking and stacking and stacking these tools and tactics and strategies until they come out of you as naturally as they come out of me and the people that I work with. Add the tips, tools, strategies, tactics a little bit every day, and by the end of a year, be a totally different, new, improved person and a very strong deal maker.